If you guys need cheap coins, check out FIFA coin stock down below in the description, dirty at checkout. And if you want cheap games, cheap codes, G2A also down below. What's happening, beautiful people? My name is Dirty Mike and welcome to the Berba spin tutorial. If you guys enjoy this type of content, smash that like button, show your friends, pass it around the community so we get it going out to a much larger audience. And woo, we've got a lot of techniques, maneuvers, sideline express, hip 90, double Berba, the bait, and the Berba roll. And I've got some mixing and matching for beginners as well as advanced players. Ooh, we're going to add something into your gameplay today. Let's get started with the controls, and the Berba spin is open to 4-star skillers, and it's relatively simple. You're going to be flicking the right analog forward and then to the left or to the right, and perspective matters, and that's where you see me practicing in the arena. I've got to feel confident, I've got to grasp this technique in order to be able to execute the Berba spin with instincts, and that's crucial in matches because you need to adjust to what your opposition is giving you, what's open and what's covered, and it's a good way to add some deception. It's just a great skill move to have in your arsenal, and if you do have a 5-star skiller, you're going to be able to execute a Mcgeady spin, which I'm going to cover in a separate tutorial. I just think it's a lot different this year in comparison to the Berba. They don't share quite as many similarities. The sideline express, and this is the most common form of the Berba spin. In the first freeze frame, I'm running down the sideline and I want to cut to the inside. And there's a few different elements I want to talk about as we go in a mini little skill run here. Danny in the Russian league finishes it off, the Portuguese international, can't complain. And when you're running on the sideline, you're trying to use your opposition's momentum against him, and you need to see space in behind, and that's what I've showcased in the second freeze frame. There's a lot of open space, and that's where I'm aiming to go ahead and use, and then I can go into a second skill, or I can shoot from distance, but I want to go ahead and get into that space, add some extra time. And the Berba spin, if you guys are familiar with the skill move, is not that quick. So you've almost got to have a delay. While he's hanging on your back, your opponent's chasing back. See the distance? He was not going to make a challenge if I wanted to go ahead and try to blast that near post, but I wanted to increase my odds, increase my efficiency, and that's where the Berba spin really comes in handy. And if your opponent does steal this or maybe taps it away, you get a lot of corner kicks, you draw fouls, and that's why the sideline version of the Berba spin is so effective. The hip 90. And in the first freeze frame, our opponent doesn't know what's happening. He's going to try to take away the wing, and you have to really upsell these types of skill moves. This is where deception and just reading the game well comes over time, and it makes things so much easier. As you see a beautiful finish there from Ramirez, back of the net, using and abusing with that left foot. And the second example is not much different. We've got Danny, and we've already done possibly a few Berba spins down the sideline. So now using this diagonal, and if you're a skiller, then you're well aware that executing a lot of skill moves in 90-degree angles, whether you're going perpendicular or you're going diagonally, makes a huge difference in terms of execution, how quickly, how precise a lot of different skills are, and you're just going to score a lot more goals and start a lot more skill move sessions. The double Berba is pretty self-explanatory, and in the first freeze frame, as I mentioned before, we're attacking open space. And this is what makes a big difference as a skill move guru. You have to create additional time, throw off your opposition. He didn't know what to do with the center backs, and it allowed me to go ahead and hit another Berba spin right down Main Central, Hollywood Drive. And we're able to tap that home. And in the second freeze frame, we've got Lampard who's coming around. He's trying to cut off the inside, and I can tell that my opponent was not controlling the guy in front. He was trying to chase back, and we just put him out of the picture. Giovinco has never looked so good in his life. I do recall a couple years ago, he went from 5-star skiller to 3-star skiller, now he's back up to 4-star skiller. But let's head into the bait. And I've talked a lot about baiting your opposition when you're doing skills, and that's how you set up skills combinations. As you can see, the first freeze frame, I've got both people going the wrong way. So it's time for my #1 skill move, the body feint. When you go from something that's very slow into something that's very quickly, and I do have a full body feint tutorial on my channel, it changes the whole demographic of the game. As a Berba, he just kills him. And in the second example, it's almost identical. I've thrown out the early Berba spin just to watch what the defense does. And he starts to push upward, and now I know it's time for the body feint, and he's in zoom speed. He's in a full sprint, and that's why that skill move has to be in your back pocket. You need to be able to pull it out at any time in the match. If you learn anything about FIFA and skills, you've got to have the body feint. Last up, we've got the Berba roll. No freeze frames, no pauses. We're just going to talk about the ball roll after using a Berba spin. It gives you better control, and you can almost walk around your opponent. And it's something that seems to be a bit exclusive to FIFA 15. Look at Giovinco. Why is he so strong? He shouldn't be. The ball roll just gives you a little bit of a tighter grip. And you seem to have everything on a string as we cut inside. We lay it off. A barbell finishes. We're killing the opposition. And that's something I wanted to mention, because these are easy skills to add into your regular gameplay. If you include the Berba, if you go with the ball roll, the body feint. But if you guys enjoy the content, smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Twitter and Facebook at Dirty Mike USA. And I have a lot more content coming for you ASAP.